Welcome my friends, Evan Gray here. I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Today is a gorgeous day up here in the Colorado Rockies, just outside of Leadville. Have my hood up here on the step van to keep all those little critters from building their nests and chewing on my wires. I'm crossing my fingers that actually works. I don't know. To me, in my head, it's like, well, what's the difference? The hood still provides shelter and cover, and it's still a warmer place than down on the wet ground. So, you know, why not? But supposedly it works. So I'm crossing my fingers that it actually does. Today I have a number of projects that I'm going to do. There's no rain in the forecast, so I'm hoping to get some building done. But before I start building, I need to crawl underneath the step van and cinch up this ratchet strap that I have on my spare tire. Somehow in coming in here, the road and the vibrations and stuff have loosened up the tire, so I got to tighten that up. Alright, I'm going to crawl under here and show you what I just did. In a previous episode, I showed how Merrill, my brother-in-law, made a tire winch mechanism to keep my spare tire underneath the step van while I was working with my sister inside. This was pretty much all Merrill's doing. I did very little help for this. A few days after we mounted the spare tire under here with the tire winch that Merrill built, I added a ratchet strap underneath just as a safety mechanism, just because I wasn't sure if the winch would be able to hold up the spare tire the entire time. So let me show you that. Under here is the ratchet strap. You can see that I have it attached to the frame. It's a big wide one, very wide strap, and the strap goes up here with a big ratchet mechanism, and then I've just got the loose end of it tied up over there so that it's out of the way, and then the ratchet strap goes down and around the spare tire underneath to the other side, and then it's hooked on the frame on the other side. In a previous episode I showed how Merrill made this giant long rod here that attaches and goes into this slot in order to make the winch go up and down to lower and raise the spare tire for the back of the step van. It's pretty cool. I really like it. So far it's worked out pretty well. It really does need this extra ratchet strap underneath there to hold it in place, because the winch itself, for the first few days, it would go down probably for every an hour or two of driving. You would see it would shake just a little bit loose, so I think it just is not quite strong enough for an industrial size larger tire. So you do need that ratchet strap if you have a 19.5 tire like I have. Next up, it's time to set up the sawhorses and get the plywood out, get the supplies out, all the power tools, so that I can start into building some more cabinets and things for the step van. Today I'm going to try to work on building 2 small cabinets that are going to go underneath the new countertops. By the way, I have new countertops. They're butcher block countertops. They're pretty nice. You probably won't see them in this video today. Hopefully in a future video shortly you'll get to see the new butcher block countertops going over the top of the 2 new cabinets that I'm building right now. I'm going to be building these over the wheel well, so there'll be a cabinet on the left side of the wheel well, cabinet on the right side of the wheel well, and on the wheel well itself there'll either be water tanks on one side, or the other side will be the Dometic refrigerator with slide outs. So that's the plan right now. You can see my van has been pretty much a construction zone for the past week or so. I've been hauling around 2 giant sheets of plywood here. Down here you can see the new countertops that are sitting there. Those are 6-foot butcher block. I have 3/4 ply stuck up against the wall here. I have 3/4 ply back there. I have tons of lumber and supplies back in here. It's pretty much occupying this entire side of the van, which is part of the reason I have not been able to serve tea the past couple events that I've attended. There's just no room in here. Everything's just a construction zone. So hopefully I'll be able to build some stuff with all this wood and supplies in here and get things organized here in the next couple of weeks. I'm all set up now. I've got my sawhorses set up, plywood, the back of the van's open. It's sort of cool having solar power, cordless tools. I actually have a lot of tools now. I'll have to give you an update on my tool status. But it's like having a portable workshop. I can go out in the middle of the forest and be able to build stuff, which is pretty darn cool. A year ago, I would have never imagined that I would be able to do this kind of stuff, particularly solo. And it's pretty darn fun. I have my lines marked out. I have this guide here that I use as a guide for the circular saw so that I'm able to cut a straight line, and then I just put these little clamps on it and get it all lined up. I have a little spacer over here that I made in order to set up the width correctly. What I'm going to do is make these counters 23 inches deep, 36 inches tall, and these are going to be 2 of the sides to it. All right, 1 cut down. Success. I decided to move my little workbench here out into the shade. The sun's coming up. I wasn't sure exactly where it tracks right now, so I think I found a good spot. I finished cutting the side pieces here. I made some notches down at the bottom. This is going to be for the kick plate, so this is the bottom front corner. And these are the 2 side pieces. I don't know much about cabinetry. I'm sort of making this up as I go along. I have all the plywood pieces cut now for the basic cabinet, so now I get to assemble it together. And this is the fun part because I have some new toys, some new tools, and let me show you what I got. My brother-in-law purchased a couple of new brad nail guns on auction, and he got some Bosch guns, and this is a Harbor Freight gun, and so he no longer uses this, and so he's given it to me. This is a gift from my brother-in-law Merrill, which is super cool. I love using this thing, particularly when I'm out in the middle of the forest like this. And connected to it, I have a new pancake air compressor, and this was from Harbor Freight. I got this on sale for $40. So it's pretty cool. It's really small, and it supports up to 100 psi, which is perfect for the brad gun, which is 90 psi. This makes it really easy for me to assemble cabinets just with wood glue and putting in brad nails, and it is just so cool. I'm gluing the joints where I connect them, and then I'm using the brad gun to go in here and go from the outside in to the edge of the wood here. So you can see I get a nice straight line. I pre-marked the lines on the outside where the wood will be. You can see here how it's all lined up, and I have put the brad nails in. And here I'm going in and adding them here. So far I've had really good luck. Out of all the cabinets I've done, I've only missed twice. So I seem to have a pretty good aim with the brad gun, or maybe it's just easy to use. I don't know which one. I do think it's starting to look like a cabinet. It's looking pretty good. What I'm intending to do is put a door here that will have 1 shelf in it. This will have a swing door on it from here on down, and then I'm going to have 3 drawers up here. So I need to get the sliders to go here to put the drawers in and build the drawers for the top half. So I think that'll be pretty nice, having 3 drawers on the top and then have this area of shelving with a swing door on the bottom. I'm almost done. I've got all the shelves in, just spaces for the drawer sliders, supports on the top and the back. I just need to put in a real thin piece of wood for the back end just to sort of give it some extra structural strength. I do have cross braces that I can screw it into the wall of the step van, so it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with how it's coming along. I'm almost done. I've cut the back cover for the cabinet that I've built, and I'm ready to use my brad nailer to put it down, but I've got a jammed nail in the brad nailer, and it's all squiggly, and it's jammed all the way up in there right at where the nails come out, and I can't figure out how to get the thing out. I'm going to take a break, have like a cold smoothie, and do a little bit of research online, look for some YouTube videos, see if I can figure out how to get this thing unjammed so I can finish this project. Just another 5-10 minutes and this thing is done. One of the things I've been following the past few days, and this is just trivia, just something sort of fascinating, interesting to me, is I'm approaching 10,000 subscribers to my channel. And so I've been watching this all day. This morning it was like 9,991, something like that. And I just looked again, and I'm at 9,999. So that's pretty darn cool. Here it is right now. I'm at 9,999. 1 more subscriber, and I'll be up to 10,000. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any videos or how-to guides on how to get the Harbor Freight 18-gauge brad nailer, get the weird wonky nail that's jammed in there, how to get that unstuck. However, I looked at the brad gun here, and on the top there's a bunch of like Allen head screw heads or nut heads or something like that. Anyway, I just took a Allen wrench and undid those, and then it exposed the nail,
and I was able to fix it. By the way, I did unplug it before I started this pneumatic thing, so it didn't have any air. I figured that would be a wise thing to do. Anyway, I'm hoping to finish this up now and put in the last of the nails. That'll be all I'll do today. I've got to still buy some drawer slides and build the drawers, but I want to get the drawer slides first, install those so I can see the measurements to see how big to make the drawers. The cabinet is done, at least done for today. I just have to buy the drawer slides and build the drawers to size. I think I'm going to paint this just with a white paint, couple of coats. I have a really nice paint that I purchased. Then I need to put the drawer fronts on, the cabinet front. A little bit more work to do. I'm going to do some sanding, but I think it's looking pretty spectacular. Let me give you a close-up. Okay, let's try again. 9,999. Do we have 10,000? Refreshing. Yes, we have 10,000. That's pretty cool. It's been, I don't know, I've had 440 videos plus and maybe a year and a half with my channel. It's fascinating, sort of mind-boggling also to think about 10,000 people subscribing to my channel. Thank you to all of you for subscribing. That's all I have for this episode. Savor the moment. See you next episode.